Here's a quick tour of Key 7. First of all, there's a sheet with the order of sharps and flats, and I have silly sentences for both sharps and flats. Fat cats go down alleys eating bananas for sharps, and butterflies exercise and don't go catching flies for flats. Once students have memorized those, then I like to pull out these jumbo key signature cards. And when they see 0 sharps and flats, they get used to knowing that that's the key of C. And then 1 sharp would be G and 1 flat would be F. And how do they recognize that this is an F sharp or a B flat? It's because they know the order of sharps and flats. So this would be fat. So G major needs fat, and F major needs butterflies, and so forth. And pretty soon they can go through that sentence and know the sharps as they appear. So even if they don't know this key, they know the names of those 3 sharps. Fat cats go. As they grow accustomed to seeing sharps and flats in front of their music, it is a good idea for them to practice drawing them on the staff. So I've included this jumbo grand staff that you may want to put in a plastic sleeve like that so you can use it over and over. Once students have memorized the order of sharps and flats and have grown accustomed to look for key signatures in their music, I like to introduce the circle of keys. And that's because it really unlocks all the secrets about key signatures. And key 7 is called key 7 because of the number 7. 7 is so important. For example, C major has 0 sharps and 0 flats. And because we know that, we now know that C flat has 7 flats, and C sharp has 7 sharps. Let me show you another example. If we move over to B flat, which has 2 flats, then we know that B has 5 flats. 2 flats, 5 sharps equals 7. There's 2 more sets of cards that are included in Key 7, and that is to help students understand how to relate a minor key to a major key. So what I have here is, you'll notice it says one way. So the major key is C major, written right here, and then going a minor third down, you'll find the relative minor. And that can just be a great way to reinforce those relative keys. And I also like to point out that it has to be some kind of A because it must be a third down. So that's another good clue to help students with relative keys. There's plenty of games and activities included in Key 7, but one of my favorites is matching. So if a student chooses 1 sharp, then find the matching card or the key signature card, and that has fat. And eventually students will learn that a half step up from the last sharp means it's the key of G, and then students can eventually learn how to find the relative minor. Now, you can also find the companion key. If there's 1 sharp, there's a key that has 6 flats, and eventually they will learn to apply their knowledge of the order of flats, butterflies exercise and don't go catching. They go back 1 and they know that that's a key of G flat, and then they can soon learn how to find the relative minor, which is E flat minor, which is interesting. G flat, E flat, G, E minor. So there's so many cool patterns to unlock. Because I'm a huge fan of repurposing household items, I've also included in Key 7 a way for you to print off little labels like this and then put them in can carriers and on lids. So start collecting now, and same thing applies here. It's a lot of matching. So how many flats? 1, 2, 3, and then find the matching key signatures and name the key. And then I also have little separate, little bit bigger lids to add for the relative minor keys. And of course, I have these for sharps as well. And then what you could do is have your students find something round, like this ring I have right here, or just a simple paper plate will do. And then you could have your students create a beautiful star all the way around that paper plate and create the circle of keys.